topic is cashiering process. Hmm? So please keep on when I ask question, people please respond if you know anything about these things. So you people must have some of you must have done your OJTs on the floor, okay, or not only OJTs floor. I think most of you once in a lifetime must have visited any of the retail stores, okay, whether it is EBO, whether it is MBO, okay. So most precisely, if you have visited MBOs or hypermarket, okay, so things become little easier for you to understand the cashiering process, and the people those who have done their OGTs, okay, on the floor, then probably it become little bit easier to understand what I am going to discuss about the entire cashiering process. How does it happen? Okay, well, guys, one by one. Okay, so tell me what all things you noticed about a cashier when he or she does a cashiering, what all things, what all activities, okay, he or she does, and whatever you have noticed as of now about this cashiering process. Would anybody like to tell me a little bit or focus light on this, little bit on this? Anybody? People tell if it goes wrong, I'm not going to eat you people down. Please understand. Let it go wrong. Let me understand. Okay. Please develop this strength and skill of speaking. Right. Don't worry. If it goes wrong, nobody is going to kill you. Tell me whatever you have noticed as of now, because it will help you to learn. That's why I'm just insisting you people to say something about it.
Hello.
Sir, may I?
Yes. Who is this? Yeah.
Sir, Vijay.
Yeah.
Anurag.
This side. Hello.
Hello. Yeah.
Hello.
Please.
Sir, whenever I go to
This,
the shop or any mall, they in the their cashier they take the all all uh, foods and whatever I have taken. They check and they put GST on that and give the bill by checking whatever you have taken.
Okay. Very good. Very
hello.
good.
May I?
Who is this? Who is this guy?
Yeah, Anurag this side from Delhi.
No, no.
Sir,
Prior to Anurag, somebody was telling. What is the name of the person? I could not.
Sir, Vijay.
Vijay, very good. Your attempt is right. Really very good. Okay, I'm really
sir,
very
may I?
happy that you attempted. Okay, Anurag, please tell.
Yeah, first of all, they scan for the product and after that they ask for the payment to be made through cash or card. Because in
Okay.
if you make payment through card, they have some discount schemes and loyalty
Hmm.
programs, etc.
Okay. Okay. Well, fair enough. Fair enough. Anybody else would like to add
Sir,
anything?
may I?
Anything more
May
in
I?
it? Okay. Yes, please.
Sir, yeah, sir. They take to the product and then scan the product amount and then ask a number for further like any if there is any uh, discounts in
Okay.
future they will
Okay. Fair
let
enough.
me
Fair
know.
enough. Fair enough. Understood. Fair enough. Very good. Anybody else? Anybody else?
Sir,
So
that is
arrangement of money.
self-payment service also. In some IKEA stores, we
Okay.
can
Pavina,
do
right? Pavina,
self-payment.
right?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yeah, Pavina. Please carry on.
Yeah. Hello.
We can, sir, we can do self-payment, like self-billing. We just have
Okay.
to scan our product, and there would be no cashier. So
Okay.
directly we can pay. If
Okay.
there is
Okay.
minimum less than 10 amounts also, we can do that self-payment without
Okay.
cashier.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah. Anybody else?
Sir,
Amen.
I want to add some lines, sir.
Yeah. Please.
Sir, they also ask for if you, sir, can take our membership on every shopping, you will get 10% discount.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Good. Good. So fair enough, guys. I'm really
So they
very
ask for
happy.
details.
Okay, okay, fair enough. Okay, so guys, I'm really very happy that you people are attempting to speak. Please understand, you are into a customer service. You are going to join a customer service in retail industry, wherein it is very very important to speak. Don't worry, guys. If it goes wrong, don't worry. Nobody is going to kill you. But try. Okay, keep on trying. So the day will come, you will become perfect. Because if you cannot speak, then there is a real problem. Okay, so please speak. Nothing will happen. If something goes wrong, nobody is going to kill you. But I am really very happy that there are people who are really, uh, the people those who really, trying. Okay, and it is very very important for the people. Okay, because you are going to interact with the customers. Okay, every each and every moment you are going to interact with the customer. So it will, if you can speak, so it will increase your confidence. So when you increase, when the confidence is increased, when the confidence is high, when the confidence is right, then it will help you a lot in facing the assessment interviews. Okay, because I tell you, for an example, you know a lot of things, but if your confidence shakes sitting in the interview, then it will become very difficult for you to crack the interview and grow in your life. So I'm very happy that people are trying. I'm really very happy because I myself never want this kind of session to be only one side session, one way communication. I don't want. I always want a two-way communication. Anyway, guys. So fair enough. Let us understand what is the cashiering process. Okay, and my request is that whenever you go to the floor, please correlate all these words with the cashiers. Okay, see how they do it. Okay, when you go to the floor, when you go to the OGT, or when you join any company, please correlate all these things. Then it will become easier for you. You need not to only
OGT
recite
is what, sir?
on the job training. I don't know whether you people will get the placement or not. I don't know, but I'm taking a couple of other sessions also. In those courses, people are supposed to get the placements. That is called, and they send for the this is on the job training also. In the classes they learn, but simultaneously they are supposed to do on the job training for 1 or 2 months for every semester. Sir. Fine, guys. Okay. So let's
Yes.
proceed. Let's proceed. Let's see what happens. Okay. Okay. Fine. Cashiering process in the store. Guys, there are actually, okay, if you look at this, if I talk about multi-brand outlet or hypermarket, or basically this happens with the big stores, big stores, under which hundred and hundreds of brands are available. Generally, this entire process for EBO also this happens, but EBO the process is very small, simple. Okay, there's so many things are not there, but the basic cashiering, whether it is EBO, MBO, okay, hypermarket, the basic cashiering process is almost same. Okay. So there are basically three type of cashiering. That is cashiering. Okay, there are two type of cashiering, but there is one more bifurcation in the first one. You people must have seen, right? This one I'm talking about, right? So there are basically broadly two categories of cashiering and the cashier. That is, first is back end cashiering, and another is front end cashiering. Okay. Now, what is front end cashiering? Front end cashiering means the cashier who does the billing or do the cashiering on the floor interact directly with the customer. Okay. This type of cashiering is called front end cashiering. Okay, or billing. In that, there are two kinds. Cashiering on the floor, when the customer shops, after completing, selecting the product and all, the customer reaches to the cash point for the billing. And the second type, the cashiering which happens in the customer service desk. Okay, now people might have seen here how the cashiering happens. Okay, on the customer service desk and all, how it is happening there. See, cashiering does not mean that you are selling only consumable products. Okay, only consumable product. If you are selling, that is, and you are billing that product, is called cashiering. It is not like that. Okay. For an example, You people must have visited, you must have heard about, GVs, gift vouchers. Have you people heard about this gift vouchers ever?
Yeah, gift voucher.
For an example, I am a
Yes,
XYZ
sir.
retailer. I have a gift voucher which I sell to the customers. Any customer can buy it and gift it to other customer. Okay, and they can shop in my premises. So gift vouchers are there.
Yes, sir.
In Shopper Stop, okay, there is also another concept which is called gift card. Have you heard about it? It is like another debit card or credit card. The size and
Yes, sir.
pattern is like that.
In Paytm,
Yes,
they
I
have
know
given.
that.
Filled
You
with
heard
some
about it,
amount.
right?
You can
Okay, just a minute. Okay.
Hello.
Then, yes. Then you
Okay.
people must have seen, okay, must have heard about uh, this membership card, loyalty program
Privilege.
card.
Privilege card, sir.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Privilege
The
card,
brand
membership card,
membership card.
loyalty card.
Privilege card.
Privilege card, somebody, some retailers say it is privilege card, some retailers say it is a loyalty card, some retailers say it is a membership card, and they have a different name respectively, right? So
Yes.
when the billing of
Sir.
these things happens, generally this billing of these things takes place in the customer service desk, right? And it includes the transaction of money, right?
Yes.
It includes, because if somebody wants to buy a voucher, then against that they need to pay either cash, card, or any other mode, correct?
Yes.
So the transaction is happening, something is being sold and something is being purchased, right, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So they are also cashing process taking place, right? So on the front
Yes.
end cashiers, okay, on the floor, these on the shop floor, these two kind of cashing is happening, correct, guys? Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Cashiering does not mean, yes. When we say cashiering, okay, one thing directly comes into your mind, immediately comes into your mind that okay, when somebody bills on the floor of the customer's product is called cashiering, but it is not like that. The transaction which is taking place in the customer service desk, apart from the product or the merchandise that the customer is buying, that is also a kind of a cashiering. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
what is back end cashiering? Okay. Now the back end cashiering, okay. See, every retailer, okay, they have a accounts department in the back office, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
They have we all know, everybody know, okay, it is a common thing that every company has their accounts department. So on the back end, okay, in the back office, okay, there is account department. Cashiering also takes place there. That is, those cashiers are called back end cashiers. They do not let you interact with the customer. Here, can you please mute your mic, because I am getting a continuous sound from the back. Somebody's mic is mic is on and it is disturbing here. Can you please I request you people, can you please mute your mics? Thank you very much. Okay, so back end cashiering. In the accounts department, there are cashiers available. Okay, those who do, those who does this cashiering process. Therefore, they are called back end cashiers, because they are also okay, included in the transaction process. But yes, they are not directly interacting and facing and dealing with the customers. They are not dealing any product, but they are also back-end cashier because they are receiving cash from the cashiers. They are dealing the front-end cashier or the floor cashiers. Okay, so they are issuing cash, they are taking cash, they are settling their accounts. Okay, that is why they are called cashiers, but they are back-end cashiers. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I still somebody's mic is on.
I think it is Pallavi's mic on.
Please everybody mute your mic.
Sir, in short, backend cashier is what?
See, back-end cashier is the cashier. Back-end cashier is the cashier who deals with the floor cashiers. They do not directly interact and deal with the customer, and they do not bill any product. But a transaction takes place. They issue cash. They take the cash from the cashiers. They issue cash to the cashiers and take the cashier. They keep the account. They settle the account of the cashiers. Right?
Like the accounting guy.
Huh?
Accounting. It is the accounting guy that is performing back-end cashier.
That is why, because a transaction is involved with them, because they keep the account. That is why they call cashiers.
Okay, sir.
But they are back-end cashiers because they have to keep the account of the cash. Understand?
Sir, can you please give an
Yes, sir.
example for back-end cashiering, like where it happens?
I'll come. In the entire process, I will explain. Fine.
Okay, sir.
हाँ तो वो
Back
कर
end-
रही है मेरे लिए फोन कर रही हो बात तो मैं भी घुसूं चिल्ला मत मेरे पे आपने चिल्लाया मैंने चिल्लाया
Sir, too much of disturbance is there.
Yeah, please. Who is this? Yeah, please.
सर आप गेस्ट हैं, आपकी तरफ से आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं जो म्यूट कर सकते हैं जो अनम्यूट हैं.
पता नहीं लग रहा ना कौन है.
Now it's fine. You may continue.
Okay. So I'll give you the example. Just a minute. यार यही होता है ना, डिस्टर्ब हो जाए ना एक बार तो फिर एक मिनट होल्ड ऑन. Can you please see this? It is there on the screen. Can you see the cashiering process document? People, can you see this?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now can
No,
you
sir.
see it? Just a minute.
No, sir.
वही है ना, अभी
We are unable to move.
जस्ट अ मिनट. वही है ना, अभी थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ हो गया है ना. Now can you see it?
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
yes sir
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let us carry. Now, cashiering process. See, the cashiering process starts when the cashier reports in the store. Okay. After doing the entry in the staff register, they straight go to the back-end cashiers in the accounts department. Somebody was asking me about the back-end cashier example. When a floor cashier comes after doing the entry in the staff register at the security point, they straightly, without even coming to the floor, they first go to the cash, okay, to the back-end cashiers, accounts department to the back-end cashiers. There is one register as per the process. There is one register which is called impress register, which is kept with the back-end cashiers. Okay, it is basically kept to make the attendance or to confirm the attendance of our respective cashiers. They again enter their name in that impress register. Okay, this is one first. So when they sign the register, impress register, the back-end cashier issue them impress. Now, what is called impress? This terminology may differ from company to company, but the concept remains the same, or it is called float. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Float means advance amount, some changes, some currency notes. Okay, it is issued. Okay, before the cashier goes onto the floor to start doing billing. So it is the process. This process has been made by the companies to make the cashiering process smoother. They issue a little bit advance in terms of change coins. Okay, currency note, small denomination currency note they issue in advance to the cashier. They are supposed, the front end cashier is supposed to take that advance on a everyday basis. When they report to the store for the billing, they go to the cash point, they sign the impress register, then the back end cashier issue that advance amount in terms of denomination like 1 rupees coin, 2 rupees coin, some changes, some currency notes to them. Okay, to make it easier. Think of a situation if a cashier comes, directly goes to the floor without any advance and without any currency note and changes, and he or she starts doing the billing. Customer pays the that is cash. Okay, and the cashier does not have the change. Where the cashier will run, it will, that cashier will come back to the account. Got it?
Yeah.
So it's known as a
Yes, sir.
float money.
Yes, that is why I told you, na, impress or float. If you look at that, no, I have written here, impress or float. Can you see this? Can you see this, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now when the float or impress is issued, okay, by the backend cashier to the respective cashier, because what happens? For an example, what is the importance of keeping a register? Because it might possible that you collected the impress or float money, but you did not sign the register. Who knows? At the end of the day, you may say, no, मैंने तो यार नहीं लिया है impress. तो उतना तो loss हो जाएगा ना company को. Company will definitely incur a loss. So that is why this mechanism is there. You need to sign the register and take the float money from the back end cashier. Once it is done, then you reach to the security point to take the key, till key or respective key for the cash point from the security. Okay, this is done. You have taken impress or float, then you have collected your key, and then you finally.
Sir, impress or float is like a bill or what?
No. You did not hear me then properly. Impress or float, I told you, it is an advance money given to a cashier. When they come for the billing, they first reach to the back-end cashier, advance money in terms of some changes, maybe 1 rupees, 2 rupees, 10 rupees coin, and 5 rupees, 10 rupees, 20 rupees currency notes. So if the cashier, the first bill, understand the situation with the first bill, the cashier does, and the customer, okay, makes the payment through cash, and the cashier does not have the change, then the cashier will run here and there or in the back end to get the change. This will delay the cashiering process, inconvenience to the customer, and customer can get irritated. So that is what, to make the cashiering process smoother and to give a pleasant experience, shopping experience to the customer. This process has been introduced in the cashiering process. Understood? Clear?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The point is clear. Okay.
Yes,
Now
sir.
then every till has a drawer, and that drawer has a key. That key they are supposed to collect it before going to the floor. Collect it from the security, and when they log in for log off for the day, log out for the day, they are supposed to deposit to the security point. They cannot take it that cashiering drawer till cash point till cash point drawer's key or billing counter key along with them. They cannot take it to home. And understand one thing, if the key is missing,
Yes, sir.
for an example, in case anybody by mistake kept it in the pocket without depositing it to the security point, took it to their home, till the time that cashier comes back, okay, and gives the key in that particular cash point on till POS machine, nobody else can do the cashiering. That is that for that day it is blocked, because the drawer key is not there, cash point will not work. So it is that important.
This point you repeat, sir. This point, last one.
Okay. See, every POS you understand?
Point of sale.
No, sir.
POS means point of sale system or machine, wherein the billing is done. Correct?
Okay.
So the POS, every POS has a drawer to keep your change, money, your all things into that. Okay? So it has a drawer, it has a key. So if you do not put the key and open the drawer, you cannot use that POS machine for the billing. So any cashier by mistake, if takes away the key along with him or her at home, okay, and if that key is not available, that till cannot be opened and the cashiering cannot be done in that particular till. It is like lock and key.
Okay.
Understood? That is why this process has been introduced compulsorily, that all the cashiers are supposed to hand over the cashiering or till or POS key to the security before leaving for the day.
It is a physical key, sir.
हाँ मेरे भाई, it is a key. It is like a lock and key, right?
Okay, sir.
Now, next point is that when a key has been issued to the cashier and he reaches to the cash point, the first thing he is supposed to do before starting the billing, a checklist is given to a cashier. Okay, a checklist is given to a cashier. The cashier is supposed to follow and complete the checklist before opening the till to start billing. Correct?
What type of check, sir?
See, there are so many points in that. Around 30-40 points are there. Small task before start doing the billing. Before starting the billing, the cashiers are supposed to complete this or check that small things available with him or not.
Okay, sir.
See, for if you go to any organized company, I'm not talking about particularly for retail. This practice is practiced in many companies, that basically the operation people does it, because there are so many tasks they are supposed to do. They might forget to do that. So that is why the best way is to create a checklist, the number of tasks they are supposed to do on a daily basis. So when they read it, they will remember, okay, this task I am supposed to do. So first they will do it and then they will take it. So as like this, cashiers are also get a checklist before they can open the till and start billing. The small set of tasks, small tasks they should ensure. Okay, they take it, and then after, once the checklist is complete, they are supposed to start the billing. Same, I just give you one example.
It's important. It's used in hospital, I think so. Mostly.
It is. I told you, not only retail. It is done in many places. Okay, I tell you one example. In the airlines. Okay, in the airlines, commercial or whatever it is, airlines, when the flight pilot okay, enters his cabin, okay, before he can, I mean, after, so he or she is supposed to, that pilot is supposed to do a checklist, okay, because with a small mistake, okay, big accident can occur and lot of lives can go lost. So that is why this checklist is very, very important. So cashiers, every retailer can make their own checklist. It is not mandatory that mandatory that all the that is retailers follow a particular set of checklists. No, you can include any point in your checklist or remove any point in the checklist. It depends on the retailer to retailer, company to company. So the checklist is there. They are supposed to do this checklist. Okay. Now the checklist is done, and they have opened the counter and they're ready to do the billing. So then just tell me one thing here. Okay, you people must have seen it is written, but when you reach to a cash point as a customer for the billing, what do you think the cashier does with you first? Yes, please.
Sir, they will check your goods what you have taken.
Okay. What else? Anybody else?
So they greet and welcome and they ask how can I help you, and then they start billing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Say guys, the first thing, okay, they do is they greet, smile, and do the eye contact. This, as a floor staff, salesperson, we must do it. But cashiers are also not an exception on this particular regard. When the customer comes, reaches to a cash point, okay, and the cashier, whoever she is or he is standing there to do the billing, they must greet, smile, and do the eye contact with the customer. This is a very, very important aspect of a cashiering process. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people might think that this generally happens. This generally the sales staff who are present on the floor. Okay, those people only do this, but it is not like that. Cashiers are also supposed to follow this. When a customer comes, okay, cashiers are also supposed to do it. They should greet, smile, and do the eye contact. Why this point has been included in eye contact? Can you please anybody tell me why eye contact is so important?
To give importance to customer.
Anybody else?
Sir, it shows the confidence of cashier.
Exactly. When you talk with somebody, it is a human nature also. If you talk with somebody with a eye contact, it gives a sense of confidence. There are pretty confidence about whatever you are talking about, and you are pretty interested to do the billing. Okay, so that is why this point is important. Greet, smile, and eye contact. Generally, a lot of people, when they do the cashiering, they don't do it. I have noticed, I have seen. But it is a process. Company says you people, the cashier must follow it. Okay. Now the next thing, the greeting and all is happening. Then the next thing in the process is that they take the handover of the product that the customers are carrying, right? They will take the merchandise from the customers. Okay. So after taking the merchandise, okay, they will remove the, they will unbag the merchandise and start removing the security tags. Because every merchandise, okay, have a security tag, except the merchandise, those are non-apparels. Like last time I told you, I guess I told you people only, that is watches, sunglasses, and the product which is not apparel. Product related to home category, cutleries and all. Okay. So where you cannot put the security tags. Those are not apparel. So After taking the merchandise, the cashier will remove all the merchandise from the bag and start removing the security tag. And simultaneously, the customer should fold the merchandise. They remove, simple, understand the process. Removing the security tag, and simultaneously cashier is folding the merchandise as well. Now, in one of my session, I told you that there are pink slip issued for non-apparel product, and the customer is supposed to get the bill done and then return back to the respective customer counter to collect his or her product. Same here. For an example, the customer is buying 10 item, and out of that item, 2 items are apparel, wherein the security tags are intact. So the cashier is removing those security tags and folding the merchandise properly. So after doing this, customer gives a pink slip or a slip of a non-apparel product to a cashier. Then cashier will take it. Okay. Now the removing tag and everything is done. Then the cashier will start scanning the product one by one. Okay. Scanning the product one by one. Now, here one thing comes. Very importantly. Yeah, I guess today na thoda sa extend ho jayega session. I guess this session will get extended little bit.
No problem.
No
It's
issue,
okay,
sir.
sir.
Okay, sir. No issue, sir.
No issue, sir.
10 minutes. 10, 15 minutes. Okay. So let me speed up. So what will happen? The cashier will scan the product. Then the cashier will also take the pink slip. After scanning, including all the product, the cashier is supposed, okay, to tell the customer that, sir or ma'am, this many products you are going to buy. Number of products they are supposed to tell. Correct? If the customer is buying 10 products, then 10 products, 9 products, 9, 5, 5, 2, 2, right? Now, when this is done, meanwhile, when the customer, once the scanning is done, okay, number of product told. Now, here one thing comes, the cashier are also supposed to promote the loyalty program. That is membership program, that privilege program. Here they pitches the customer for the loyalty program. If they have the loyalty program, they include the membership number. This transaction is registered in the membership number or the membership. But if he or she is not the member, then the cashier pitches the customer for the enrollment or the membership or taking the membership. He or she can take the membership, right? Now, so once the number of product has been told, okay, then the cashier is supposed to, and if the customer is okay, fine, 10 product, fine. Till here, if the customer says, no, you please remove one product, the cashier can remove. Or the customer might say, okay, let's do one thing, add one more product, you wait, let me take one more product. That can be done. Okay. Once these things are completed, all the product scanned, number of product told to the customer is okay. Now, after scanning the total product amount, that a cashier tells the customer the amount, about the total amount to the customer. Then done. Then the cashier asks. After that, the cashier asks, sir or madam, how would you like to pay? What will be the mode of payment? What will be the mode of payment? Okay, what would be the mode of payment? So if it is cash, then it is cash. If it is card or any other mode of payment. Okay. Now, here one more point comes before the cashier closes the bill. That he can promote the add-on sales. Okay. What is add-on sales?
Anurag. Hello, Anurag.
Hello. Anji?
Please mute your mic.
No, this is not my.
Somebody's baby is crying. I don't
I think
know.
it's Vijay's third.
Yeah, please.
Just now I spoke.
Okay, somebody's baby is crying. Whosoever it is, please mute it. Okay. Anyway. So now, if the okay, fine. Now the cashier does one thing which is called add-on. Add-on means, see, you people must have noticed when you there on the cash point for billing anything as a customer, there are small article kept on the top of the cash counters, like socks,
Yes, sir.
or a pair of socks, or a handkerchief, or any other small articles like chocolate or any other things, small articles which is maybe of 100 rupees, 200 rupees, 150 rupees. These products are called impulse product. Why it is impulse product? Because customer generally do not think so much or plan for buying this product. They see it, they like it, then they buy it. If they don't like, they don't buy it. So that is why it is impulse. This buying happens, okay, because of the impulsion of the customer. So cashier also asks the customer, ma'am, would you like, or sir, would you like to take a pair of socks? We have a good pair of socks. We have handkerchiefs, or we have a chocolate. If the small baby is there with them, okay, they can always ask the cashier, ma'am. I will ask, sir, would you like to take some chocolates and all. So that is what it is called addition. That is add-on sales. Cashiers are also do it, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, once the payment is done, then the cashier closes the bill. Once the cashier closes the bill, then if the customer says, no, I want to remove some merchandise, no, I want to add some merchandise, then there is a small problem with the cashier. Because in all the POS, billing machines, there is a system, the software is designed like that. Once you take that mode, okay, you cannot add or delete anything. Then you need to cancel that entire bill. And again, you have to bill it. That is why it is told to the cashier to be a little bit sure. Okay, that is why to tell the cashier that number of amount is this, sorry, the number of product is this, amount is this, to take the confirmation. So that the customer, why you did not tell me this many pieces? I left one more pieces. I want to add one piece. No, this by mistake I have taken two pieces of the same thing. So I don't want it. So all this, to avoid all these things and make it a little faster, the billing process to make it a little faster. So that is why these things has been introduced. Okay, that is why they are supposed to ask the customers or tell the customers that this many number of product you are taking, or this is the amount, and how would you like to pay. Once the cashier selects that mode, select that mode for the billing, okay, cashier cannot reverse it. The only option is that then they have to cancel that bill, call the manager, okay, cancel. First they have to cancel that bill, then re-bill it again according to the customer, whatever the customer wants to take or leave. And the previous bill of the same customer, they are supposed to call the manager and have to cancel it. Otherwise, in bill, okay, two bill has been generated, but the payment what the cashier has received is only for one payment. He will get the shortage if the first bill of the customer has not been cancelled. That process is called bill void in Shopperstock. In such a scenario, you need to call a manager, and there is a process within 1 hour you need to get the bill cancelled, the previous one of the customer. Clear?
Called what? Bill void. It's called what, sir? Bill void.
Yeah, bill void. VOID, void. Bill void. This process is called bill void. Simple, I just give you one example. For an example, a customer is buying for a shopping of 100 rupees, right? And the customers, after the cashier takes the mode when the bill has to be closed, he closed it. Okay, then the cashier says, customer says, no, I want to take one more product here. You did not tell me. Okay, please add one more product. It is very important. I cannot leave it. It is worth ₹10. So the cashier, what does he do? He cancels the first bill and makes the another bill. Okay, make another bill. When he makes another bill, customer makes for ₹110, but the customer has paid ₹110 only once. The previous bill ₹100, the customer did not pay. We cancel the bill, but in the system it got registered. It got registered as a two bill, one bill of ₹100, one bill of ₹110. So if the first bill of ₹100 has not been cancelled by the manager, then it will consider as a shortage to the cashiers. So that is why it is very, very important for the cashier to get the first bill cancelled. Okay, to balance it in the system, the manager will come. He will do some process in the billing system and will cancel that particular bill. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Software should be, is that like it should be customizable now?
Sorry, somebody is saying something. Please tell me.
Sir, it should be customizable now. The software, it should be designed like that.
अब तो भैया ये कंपनी जो बनाती है and the retailer, the person those who buys it is up to them. It is not like that. Nowadays things are improving, technologies are coming. Who knows, it might possible, right? But as of now it is like that.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Right?
Sir, I have a doubt.
Sir, one thing is that all the item will be written on the return counters. Then they will again billing.
It will, see,
They will do
customer
again
gets,
billing.
see, I tell you, customer gets irritated, man, because in MBO and in hypermarket, okay, your return, this customer service desk when you need to return the things are not at one place. In some company, it might possible that the exchange desk is just next to the cash point. Okay, but if you go to big retailers, no, you will find that all the floors have a cash point, but in one particular corner or any particular corner or on the first floor or the second floor or the third floor, there is a customer return or customer desk, service desk. Then the customer has to go to the desk, return all the merchandise, generate the credit note and come with that credit note, go to the respective cashier, get the bill done again or any other cashier, right? So it's a tedious process, and plus this can be done, but it is not followed. It can be done also. If you go to the cash point, okay, sorry, you go to the customer service desk, return the merchandise, generate the credit note, come back to the cashier, get the bill done. This can be done, but it is, put yourself into the shoes of a customer. Would you like to do this hassle? No. And you, at the same time, you cannot tell the customer also it is your mistake, then you have to go on. Customer will screw you, man. Fine.
Yes, sir.
So to make this process, it is very simple. Call the manager. Okay, you settle the bill, and you leave the customer. Later on, you call the manager. Manager will come. He will do his process, and you will continue with the bill. Right?
Yes, sir.
Now, once your billing and everything has been done, Anji, yes. Any doubt? Somebody prompted something.
Not now, sir.
Okay, fine. Then once everything is done, then the cashier is supposed to properly, okay, bag the merchandise, okay, hand it over to the cashier. Oh, sorry, customer. Now the point comes. If the customer pays, the mode of payment is card or any other mode, voucher, gift card, or credit note. So no point comes for return or change return or something. But if the customer paid through cash, then it might possible that you need to give a change. For an example, the bill value is 850 rupees, or bill value is your 845 rupees, but the customer has given you 1000 rupees, 2500 note of 2500 rupees, right? So now you need to give a change to the customer of 135 rupees, sorry, 45, so 55 rupees change you need to give. In that particular, while returning the change, there's a small process. What you are supposed to follow is that first you need to give the small coins. First, you need to give the small coins. You must have noticed. Okay, I don't know how many people have noticed. When you get the bill done, any retailer and all, most of the cashiers, they first hand over you the small coins, 1 rupees or 2 rupees or 3 rupees coin.
Yes.
Then the big notes,
Yes, sir.
right? And then the finally bill. Okay, but if think of the situation, if you just put the coins over the notes and coins and notes over the bill and just handed over all these three things together with the customer might might not take it properly, and it might get dropped on the floor, it will scattered on the floor, it will create a nuisance, or it will it will not convenient for the customer. So that is why it's a basic etiquette: return the small coins first, then the big note, and then finally the bill. Clear, guys?
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Sir, some are
Okay,
giving
sir.
chocolates.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next point is last but not the least, guys.
Sir,
Please
some are
say.
giving chocolates.
See, it is all depend on retailer, what they are, how they are practicing what thing. But your basics are this, right? Okay. Next is what? See, guys. Last but not the least, when your everything is done and the customer is leaving, before leaving, please say thanks. Thank you for the shopping, ma'am, or sir, please visit again. This is also included in the process of cashiering. You must thanks the customer. Okay. Now it is
Yes,
very
sir.
yes, it is very small thing to understand. Once the process is done, then you need to say thanks to the customer. Simple. Now, one important thing. See, when your shift starts, your shift is of 8 or 9 hours. So obviously, in between, you definitely go for a break. Okay, you take a leave, you go for a break, your lunch break, tea break, or you go to the washroom or something like that. So whenever you are taking a break from the cashiering or leaving your counter, please put the queue manager, and okay, on the top of it, signage is a signage comes which says counter is closed. So please, that signage must put, and the queue manager should be closed. Otherwise, what will happen? Unnecessary issue will created. Customer will come and stand in the queue and waiting for the cashier. After some time, somebody will say, no, sir, please don't stand in that, or ma'am, don't stand in that queue. That counter is closed. The customer will get irritated, and the customer will fight. And why, when the counter is closed, why you did not put a queue manager? Why you did not put a signage board, closing board, and all? It creates inconvenience to the customers. So to avoid all this, it is very important. You please close the that is, you put the queue manager and put your signage as the counter is closed.
Okay, sir.
Now, at the time when the cashier sign off for the day, the cashier compiles his all cash notes, a small form kind of a thing is there. Okay, they need to compile all their cash, all any voucher payment is there, all credit note and everything. They need to make us. If you go to the bank, when you deposit any amount, you need to fill a form. Just like that, there is a small forms come, which is called compilation summary kind of a term which is used in shoppers. So in that form, you need to fill how many 500 rupees note you have, how many that is 100 rupees note you have, how many coins you have, GBs, how many GBs you have, what is the denomination, if the credit note is there, what is the amount. So all this detail you need to fill. Okay, you need to do that. Hello. Then once there is a small process which is called, once this is done, then finally cashier has to do a small process in the POS shop. In shop, this terminology is used as a Z read. In shop, this terminology is used as a Z read. This small activity the cashier does, when the cashier does Z read, means that for that day he cannot log in again with the same cashiering ID and can do the billing. Once he does or she does the Z read, the billing for that day is completely closed from his cashiering ID or her cashiering ID. They cannot do it. Understood, guys? Clear?
Yes, sir.
ZID is what?
Yes.
See, every I tell you, that is not ID. That is a small activity I told you. Cashiering, every employee has an ID. Employee ID.
Yes, sir.
So when they are became eligible for a cashiering, so accounts create a cashiering ID on the basis of that employee ID. So when they log in, they have to feed that ID and password. Then only they can do the billing, right? So when they log off for a day, they have to again sign out that cashiering ID. So when they sign out, before that they have to do a small activity in the POS in that software that is called Z read. When they give this command, ID is blocked. That cashiering ID is blocked for that particular day, and no billing can be done on that particular ID. Clear?
Okay.
Hello.
All right, sir. Okay.
Okay, just a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. The next point is finally after the Z rate, the cashier deposit all his cashiering and billing amount and everything to the backend cashiers. Okay. Again, he or she goes back to the accounts department in the back office. They deposit all their billing amount, all cash, currency, all vouchers, everything, whatever they have collected from the customer, against the billing. They are supposed to deposit each and everything to the backend cashier, and the backend cashier settles their account. Then they finally can go and sign out their register. So this is done, guys. Once they are settled down, down their accounts with the backend cashier. The till, the drawer key, the POS key that they were carrying, they are supposed to deposit that key to the security guard, and then they can finally leave the premises of the store. Now the process is completed. Any doubt?
Clear, sir.
Clear?
No doubt.
I have explained you everything what is related with the cashiers.
Currency exchange was done at backend.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Clear? Yeah, please.
What is so what is queue manager? It's a particular manager means it's a person who comes.
Tell me.
No, I'm just want to know what is the queue manager.
The queue manager is nothing but a small a metallic rod or fixture is there. With that a rope is fixed. So if you go to any cinema hall or anywhere, just to make a queue, to keep a line, they put a small
boundary type something like
boundary type. if you go to
Like
this
barricades.
also, small
Barricades.
barricades
Yeah.
generally sounds like like you some force or defense
No,
people
no.
use.
Yeah.
It is a small small kind of a small
The ropes
they
are tied onto a rod.
so that is called queue managers,
Small
right?
poles.
Yes, small poles.
Sir,
That's
can
what
you
the right word is. Small poles are there, and that is attached with a big ribbon, and they close it when they have to open it. They open it when they have to close it. They close it, right?
Oh, so this actually I have seen in mostly in at shopper stop.
So a lot of people does it. If you go to cinema halls, also you can see. If you go to airport, also. If you go to airport, also you see it, right?
Yeah.
So guys,
So can
from
you
my
again
end,
Can you please share this link, this documents link in the comment box, chat box?
see, I will share it. See, Miss Bindia is going to create a link, right? Miss Bindia is going to create a link. Today is the day, and Wednesday is the last day for our session. So once Wednesday is done, okay, so she will create a link. From that link, and she will share that link to everybody. With that link, you can access all the document as of now, whatever we have discussed, right?
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So this backend cashier relate only with front end cashier, I think.
That's what I told you. No, they do not get in touch with any customer. They do not entertain. They do not attend any customer.
Okay, sir.
Right?
What's the full form of POS key?
POS is point of sale.
Point of sales.
Okay, sir.
That is billing machine.
So,
No, that
so
billing
can you
machine is
again
called POS.
explain?
Yes.
So can you again explain the customer service tax cashiering?
Simple, yeah. When you go to the a customer desk is there, wherein all the exchange or customer related query is resolved here in the customer service desk. Any issue, any problem customer faces, then these problems are entertained and resolved in the customer service desk, right? Clear?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fine the guy. The session is over. Okay, if you have any doubt, please write back to me. I'll try to
Thank you,
today or not today, maybe today or tomorrow, or within this week. I will reply all the reply. I will give all the reply on the mails. Fine, guys. In this week, I will complete all.
Sir, I
the
want to ask a small thing. This what we are saying that merchandise is what?
merchandise means nothing. It is a product.
Okay, sir.
Product is called merchandise.
So what is the meaning of apparel?
Apparels means हिंदी में बोलो. Apparels means कपड़ा.
Okay.
ठीक है.
Sir, what is the meaning of cashier?
What?
What is the meaning of cashier, sir?
Ma'am, if you are asking me
जो
now,
कैश कलेक्ट करता है.
yeah, I mean this is really this is surprising to me. I have completed the entire process.
The
now.
whole session about cashiering.
So have you really attended this session? I have a doubt. If you are asking me what is the meaning of cashier, then I am surprised to hear this word here. Seriously. Cashier is a person who does the billing of a customer. That is called cashier.